Now over here on the starboard side of the boat, we got a very interesting problem. We've only got about 6 feet 8 inches or so. Let me go ahead and measure that. Between the front edge of the boat and this corner back here, we have got about 82 inches, okay? So that's 6 feet 10 inches. And I don't know if I have any rods that are that short. And you know what? This forces us to take the rod and slide it into here, or to lay the rods out like this, again exposing the tip. I just hate putting any of my rods into a situation where the tip can break off. So what are we going to do about that? I'm looking at this area right in here. There's at least 2.5 inches of depth in here. And the question is, can we access that depth? Now there's a possibility that we may have cords or something run behind there. I don't know. We're gonna open this thing up and see exactly what's going on. And if I can find a way to get in here, we might be able to pick ourselves up a little bit of space. There's a space I'm trying to see if we can recover. Maybe 2 or 3 inches of deck space right in there, just by removing some of that trim work. So let's get the screw gun going and see what's going on. Now I am concerned about some of these cords. Where are they running underneath all that mess? Now it looks like these screws are square drive, and of course you gotta have a screw tip for everything, I guess. This might work here. Yep, that's gonna do it. There's one. Put that out of the way here. Okay, there's 2. Well, it's in there somewhere. There's 3. And 4. All right, that's loose there. Let's come down to this end. Let's see what we got down here. There's one here. Ah, well, this is interesting. I have, well, this is all part, okay. This can be sent back down under there, which is fine. And all of this extra actually can go back down into there, which is fine. That actually cleans things up quite a bit. All right, as we can see, we are going to pick up some space back in there. I just need to be a little circumspect with how I do it. The big thing is this piece of trim is so much longer than we need, and it's taking up valuable space. So, how are we going to do this? Let's figure it out and do it. Now let's measure and see how much space we will get by going all the way up. Well, looks like we're going to hit out around 86 inches. That's 7'2". Well, that almost does it for all of my rods that I'm using on this side of the boat. I tend to put the long rods on the port side, and I put the shorter rods over here on the starboard side. If I cut this piece of trim here off, and I cut it, oh, say, about even with this, somewhere around in there. Now, if I cut it just to the right, I can keep that screw hole, which may not be a bad idea since I already have a hole there in the hull. So let's get out the saw and see what happens. I've never done this before, so we're going to do this together for the first time. Could be interesting, but if this works, we're going to pick up about 3 inches of deck space, which will almost be enough to handle my needs as far as the reels and the rods. So, well, all the cables go back in like so. And these tuck back in like so. And man, we are in business. And I think if I take the longer rod, slide it all the way over there, so now I got it slanted like that, I bring this down and look at that. Look at that. It is not tucking up into that hole. It's laying flat on the deck. This, my friends, is a winner. So let me see if I can't doll up that other end, work on that a little bit, and I think we are in business. Now, we're going to cut a cardboard template to go right down into this hole here. And I'm going to use a piece of black thermoplastic called Kydex, which is, a lot of you know, is used to make holsters. So we can heat it up, bend it, shape, and stick it right in this hole. Now, when you're making a template, never try to make it all with just one piece of cardboard. It's easier if you use 2 pieces and tape them together. So you get one end done, you get the other end done, get some overlap going, and then you just tape them together and you now have a perfectly fitting template. So let's get this process started. We are going to need a magic marker, a pair of scissors, and some tape. So this good old Dr. Pepper box is going to become our template. Now this is longer than what I need, so as I said before, I'm going to cut it. And this is just going to sit in here. Oh, that's interesting. So, to make this work right, we got a little bit of a... Well, what do you know? That works. Now the goal here, it's a couple fold. All right. Then I traced the angle of that hole there, and let's give it a cut, and we'll see if our first stab at doing this is going to turn out right. So now we have a little triangular piece, and if you've done this right, the triangular piece will cover our hole here. And lo and behold, that does a pretty decent job of covering that up. Wow, that's pretty much spot on. So, and our top is in a good location. In our final product, we'll put a couple of screw holes in to hold it in place, and that'll look like it's meant to be. This one's going to be a little more complex because we've got a sloped angle coming up on this other end. So what do? Take a piece of cardboard, don't need a full size, and we're not having it come back, so we can just go straight. Now this is where it gets interesting because we have quite an angle there. So an old carpenter's trick is we push this into place. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Let's see. Well, that'll not go very good. Oh wow, that is remarkably close, and for what we're trying to do, that's probably as close as we need it. The top's good, the bottom's good. Now we take our first piece, lay our first piece on it, like so. Make sure everything fits nice and good, and it does. Now, put a piece on the backside too. Trim this little bit off there. And that, my friends, just about is a perfect match. yeah, baby. That's good. That is good. Okay, so our template is now cut. We're going to go into the shop, the garage, and get a piece of Kydex. We're going to cut it up and make the one bend. It's only got the one bend, which is nice. Bring it out here and we'll custom fit it in place. So this is Kydex. This is pretty thin, but for this purpose it'll work fine since we're just using this trim. Buy it on Amazon. Now, don't mistake ABS plastic for Kydex. Kydex and ABS both have similar properties, but this will not absorb water. ABS plastic over time can absorb water, especially down near the water. So it's better to use Kydex, although it's a little bit more expensive. Nice thing about Kydex, you can heat this up, bend it, and if you screw it up, you just heat it up again and it'll lay back flat. It has its own memory for how it was produced. So I've got a lot of Kydex here. Let's put it back in the drawer. We only need the one sheet. Now, little did I realize I was going to have exactly enough Kydex to make our project here, as far as the lengthwise. And so, wow, talking about cutting it close, this was close. So what I think I'll do, grab some spray adhesive. Now, this Super 77 is way too strong. So what we're going to do is just barely put any adhesive on the back of this to hold it down. Now, this stuff is so thin, I could cut it with a razor knife, but I think what I'm going to do is use my little jigsaw, give it a try with that first, and it will require a little bit more cleanup after the fact, but this sand's pretty easy. So, there's a jigsaw. Well, that cut pretty clean. Oh, by the way, there is a plastic film on the back. We'll peel off and we're done. Okay, so now it's going to get a little bit more complicated, but we'll give it a shot. Kydex cut. Let's see, where did I put it? Oh, here we go. All right, man, this turned out really nice, this cutting. And next thing we'll have to do is bend this in, but first I think I'll clean this up just a little bit. And all right, that peeled off pretty good. Now there are a couple of ways to clean the edges. One of the easiest ways is you take something sharp like scissors and literally just draw it along the edge like that. And that cleaned up pretty quick. We're going to peel this back off. Okay, we got a metal edge there. This is what we're going to bend on. Take the hot air gun, and you're going to hit it 2 areas. Now, when you hit it on the side you're bending towards, that's important, but it's the backside that has to stretch. And by the way, this stuff is so thin, it will superheat very quickly. Told you before about it having memory. So right now, it is literally going back to its original position. All right, so we've got an okay bend here. It's not perfect. I'm going to heat this up out in here though a little bit because I think I want to get this a little bit flatter in here. All right, that cleaned up pretty nice. On the corner right here for some reason. Well, I think that's much nicer. Cleaner. So we're going to take this out there and see how it goes. And hopefully we'll have this really nice and pretty looking. Put a couple holes in it, throw a couple screws, hold it in place, and we'll be good to go. So there's our little plastic trim piece. And what do you know? Well, that one went in. Okay, so we will give this a try some more. Come down here first, see if I can tack this far end in. I mean, there's nothing structural going on, so as long as it holds, it should be all right. And I think I'll put one more in just for good measure. I probably need one down there. Just keep that tight. I think we're going to call this project pretty much done. We're going to vacuum it up, lay some rods in there, make sure it works well. And I'm pretty pleased with that. Not perfect, but pretty close.